Hi, I'm Tim Van Milligan. Today I'd like to show you how to make a fin spacing guide, these paper wraparound kind. Typically they'll look like this. I don't know if you can see that here. This is what they look like. The way we make these is first we have to know the diameter of the tube, and we have to be pretty exact. It's not good enough just to measure it with a ruler. You really need a caliper like this. And with this you can get the exact diameter. If you don't have a caliper, if you're using standard size tubes, you can go to the Apogee Components website in our tube page, and we have listed all the outside diameters of the tubes there that we sell. But if it's not a standard diameter, you're going to need one of these, a dial caliper. So what I'm going to do today is a BT60 size tube, which is a 66 millimeter diameter. And I'm going to put 5 fins on it instead of just 4 or 3. And my favorite tool happens to be a computer, because with the computer I can get really exact. As you see here on my computer screen, I got a base view of what the tube is going to look like with the 5 fins. To start, if you don't have, I'm using Adobe Illustrator here. If you don't have Adobe Illustrator, you can use, there's a free program called Inkscape, and it's close to Illustrator. It does the same thing. It's a vector drawing program, and it has to be vector because you can get really exact. You can't use something like Photoshop or a photo editing program. That doesn't work. It's got to be a vector drawing program. The Inkscape drawing program is free, and you can use it. Corel Draw works. Adobe Illustrator. So the first thing we need to do is to go on our drawing, and we need to create a box. And I'm on the wrong layer here, so I need to select my right layer. And it doesn't matter what the box is. I'm going to make it a rectangle like this. And we want to make the box clear on the inside with a black outline, like that. Now we need to know the exact size of this box. The height is not so critical. The height is going to be this height here, but the width is critical. And we'll take the diameter, and I know the BT60 is 1.637 inches, and you're going to multiply that times pi. Pi is 3.1415. So we're going to take that. Let me bring up a calculator here. So I'm going to clear that. 3.141. Oops. Let me back up a second. Before we do that, I want to take the diameter and add 0.006 inches. And why 0.006? Well, we want to add the thickness of the paper so that when we get a complete wrap around the tube, it meets up perfectly. 0.003 is the thickness of the paper, and we're going to double that, so 0.006. So I'm going to take 1.637, which is the diameter, plus 0.006 inches. So I get 1.643 as the diameter, the new diameter. And I multiply that times pi, 3.1415. And that equals 5.1614 or 15, 5.1615. Okay, so on your vector program, find the transform box. And this is where we're going to enter the exact width. So remember that was 5.1615. 5.1615, and that is, as soon as we hit return, the box jumps to the new size, and now our box is perfect. So now we want to start adding the lines down the side. So I'm going to grab the line tool, and I'm going to just draw. We want to do 5 fins, so I need 5 lines, but I need to wrap all the way around, so I'm going to do a sixth fin. So I'm just going to make it the same height as the box. Let me zoom in here a little bit so you can see this. Okay, so there's our line, and I'm just going to duplicate it there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5, there's 6. Okay, so now I got 6 lines. I'm going to highlight the box in one line, and I'm going to go to my align tool, and every vector program has this align tool. So I want to align the left edges. So you're going to see this line right here jump all the way over to here. Okay, it jumped. Okay, now I'm going to do the box plus this line. So I'm going to hold down my shift key, select the box. Now I just got the box and the line. And this time I want to align the right sides so that this line jumps over to here. And there it goes, it jumped. Okay, so now I want to highlight all my lines, but not the box. So there's the first one, the second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one, and the sixth one. And now there's this thing right up here called distribute spacing, and it's important that you distribute spacing. This way we don't have to measure any angles or do any more calculations. Just distribute space, and as soon as I click it, all these lines are going to be equal distance apart. You can see right there, bam, they went like that. Okay, so now all I have to do is to create an overlap, and to do that I'm just going to select the box and just drag it out a little bit. Okay, now I have this side right here will be my overlap. Let me get this out of the way. Now I want to select all my lines again, except for this one right here. So I want to get these 5 lines. And I'm going to slide them to the right a little bit. I'm holding down the shift key to constrain it so they don't move around. Okay, so those are my 5 lines. And now I'm going to put arrows on them. So you can put arrows on them in a number of ways. You can figure it out in whatever program you're using. So now I added my arrows. And now I'm just going to resize my box like this. And this is my overlap line, and I'll just resize that too. And there it is. There is 5 fins on a wrap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they're not going to be on the overlap, okay, or the edge. And sometimes you'll see it on the edge like this. So now I'm going to go ahead and print that out, and I do that, and it looks like this. And so now we just have to test it. So we'll just take a hobby knife and a ruler and cut this out real quick. All right, and I'm going to take a piece of masking tape because I want to do a little overlap or tape it together. So this is the end. I'll put it around and get this out of the way. So I wrap it around the tube, and those lines should be perfect right there, and its overlap is perfect. And I can just put a piece of tape on it. Oops. And just put my tick marks, and I have 5 fins. And this technique works with any size tube, from big to small. The only thing we have to do is measure the diameter, and then one calculation, multiplying the diameter plus the thickness of the paper, 0.006 inches. Add those together, multiply it times pi, and that gives us the width, which was that width right there. So my name is Tim Van Milligan. You're watching the Apogee Rocketry Workshop. If you like this video, come to our website. Our address is www.apogeerockets.com. May the winds be light, may the skies be blue, and may all your rockets fly straight and true.